Okay, welcome back to the show. Now, quality healthcare is an imperative, but should it be entirely left to the government? Of course not, but that will be talking much more on in a couple of minutes. I have with me in the studio as my guests at this time two gentlemen and a lady, Mr. Dr. Femi Olaleye, a medical practitioner and the founder of an NGO, Wish for Africa. Good morning.
Good morning, Chichi.
And then next to Dr. Olaleye is a lovely lady, Gloria Brimo Imokwede of UBA Foundation. Good morning, Gloria.
Good morning, Chichi.
Welcome to the show. And then next to Gloria is Michael Smith from UBA Foundation as well. All right, you're welcome to the program.
Morning.
Now, we are talking about quality healthcare, quality and affordable healthcare, all at the same time. Now, Dr. Olaleye, you seem to have this vision, you know, to provide quality healthcare for people and all of that. So, how did it all start?
Yeah, it started from a personal experience and perspective. As a young man growing up in Nigeria before I went abroad for my postgraduate training, I lost my father. In fact, I was in medical school then to hypertensive heart disease. I was 17, he was 45. And when I got to final year, I found out that hypertensive heart disease shouldn't kill anybody. Incidentally, it's still the highest killer of black men in Nigeria between the age of 40 and 50. And nothing has happened. 2 years later, I lost a brother to what we thought was anemia. It turned out that he had what we call chronic leukemia, which again, if we had picked it up early, we could have saved him. 2 cousins, 3 uncles, and another brother later. I thought, now this is a big problem. Imagine what has happened to me. Multiply that by the millions of lives of people who actually live in poverty in Nigeria. And we weren't really exactly a poor family. So imagine that multiplied with the number of millions of people who live in poverty. It's really catastrophic. Now, from a global perspective as well, Nigeria is ranked very low as regards to healthcare status. World Health Organization conducted a survey of 197 countries in the world. Nigeria ranked 184th from the bottom. A group of nations agreed that by 2015, 8 objectives will be met. They're called the MDGs. They were agreed in 2000. That 15 years, that's 2015, these objectives will be met. Nigeria is not in any way on track to achieve any of these objectives. So there's a lot wrong. And I won't want to continue to quote statistics, but the most damning of most of it all is the fact that Nigeria is ranked as the highest maternal mortality country. That is, for every 100,000 women having babies, about 1,250 would die. In the UK, where I used to work in the NHS, it used to be about 7 in 100,000. That's a far cry. And the reason why this is going on is not because our government is not doing enough. It's just that there's too much problem out there in the sector, in the health sector. And we realize that we need to do a lot more, which is why, you know, the NGO Wish for Africa was set up to try and, you know, put something in the community. People who, because of poverty, cannot access health care. And as you probably pointed out, should good quality healthcare be an exclusive preserve of the rich? No, it shouldn't be. It should be available to everybody. And that's why we are doing Wish for Africa projects in low-income, high-density communities. And we started, obviously, from Lagos. Charity, they say, begins at home. Our hope is to take this away and around Lagos and to other parts of Nigeria, and indeed other parts of Africa.
Okay, now let me come to the UBA people, and I'll be talking to Smith first before Gloria. Now, okay, you were schooling me ahead before we came on.
That's right.
I saw UBA and I said, oh, UBA, the financial aspect of you, and you said no to me. UBA Foundation. Could you tell us what UBA Foundation is about?
Yeah. Chichi, a few years ago, if you were to go to any company website or lay hold of their corporate profile and just go through it, you know, you would find sections that will talk about product and services, possibly profits and loss accounts. Of course, you have the details of the director, but you find very, very little information on corporate social responsibility. But that has changed in recent times. You'll find that more and more as the years evolve, companies are beginning to get involved in what we call corporate social responsibility or corporate social initiatives. Sadly, even when they did get involved, a lot of it was more like a PR strategy or just window dressing. But we wanted to make a difference, and in about 2006, we became the first banking and financial service institution in Nigeria to set up a foundation.
Okay.
So for us, it was more than just paying lip service.
Okay.
We felt it was time to give back to our community, and it's quite heartwarming to realize that since then we've spent close to about 700 million,
Wow.
yes, alone in Nigeria, in terms of just giving back to the community. And currently we have about 500 million in the pipeline, committed to different projects. Now you would ask, you know, what have we spent 700 million on? We have what we call focus areas. Currently we have 4 focus areas. So we are working with education, we're working on environment, we're working with what we call economic empowerment, and also we have an area called special projects, because things would arise from time to time that don't fit into any of the 3 focus areas. I'll give you an example. For example, we are doing a project called Aquavita, which means water for life. Okay. And that project basically is saying we want to provide potable water to communities across Africa. Mm-hmm. As you know, UBA is not a Nigerian bank. Yeah. Okay, we are Africa's global bank. Okay. So the project is a project that we're running right across Africa. So we have some target areas that we are taking the hand pump water, providing water in communities. Under education, for example, we do things like equipping ICT centers. So for example, in Akure, Akure Polytechnic, we have built actually classrooms, and we've equipped ICT centers by providing equipment and the likes for such centers. So we're doing a lot of interesting things. We also believe very much in involving our staff. We have over 17,000 employees, and it's not about just coming to work.